On this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic, we talk about a couple of things. One, is the new NFL policy a solution to the problem? Two, has hip-hop been more hurtful or helpful to the black community? Plus, we talk about Stacey Abrams, Pusha T versus Drake, and a whole lot more on this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic.
First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of
Sometimes my mama said, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one, okay? Go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy. And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
But take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic. Hey, before we start the show, do us a favor. If you're listening to this podcast on iTunes, subscribe to this podcast. The more subscriptions we get, the higher we grow. Leave us a review, rate the podcast. The more ratings and the more reviews we get, the more we grow. And we want to make sure that we're reaching as many people as possible with Three Black Guys with the Mic. So if you're listening to iTunes, leave us a review, rate us, and subscribe to the podcast. Now, let's start the show. Poopity scoop, scoop, scoobity poopity poop, scoop, scoobity poop. Poopity scoobity scoobity poop, 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 scoobity, scoobity scoobity poop, poop, scoop, scoop, poopity. Maynard, poopity scoobity scoop.
Scoopity poop, whoopity whoop. And
I thought we said we was going to do the show in the Kanye West language.
Okay, whoopity whoop, scoopity poop, poop poop, poopity scoop. Scoop, scoopity poop, poop, whoopity, oopity scoop, doop doop. Correction, oopity scoop poop poop, poopity doop.
Lamont, poopity scoopity whoopity whoopity.
Hey, man. Hey, man, I just want to shout out Neiman Marcus, man. They got shell toes on sale for $48, bro.
Oh, that's a sale. That's a sale. I'm sorry.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Can we get to this show right now?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Let's just get this over with. Then you can hit Neiman Marcus. But that's a damn good shell right there, because you can't go to Foot Locker and get shell to Adidas for $48.
For $48.
So either Neiman Marcus has done something to black people that we don't know about, that they just say, you know what, we got to bring all the black people in this weekend for Memorial Day, because we got to put these shell toes on sale for $48, because you can't get no shell toes anywhere for no $48, especially at Neiman Marcus.
I'm like, is this a typo? But okay, I got scoopity doo boop. Yep, you're right. Okay, that's it.
Anyway, welcome to Three Black Guys with the Mic, threeblackguyswiththemic.com. What's up, Sport is here. Maynard is here. Lamont is here. We got a big show for you today. Make sure you go online and be a part of the conversation at facebook.com/Three Black Guys with the Mic. Also go to our website, threeblackguyswiththemic.com. Shout out to iHeartRadio as well as Spotify. You can now hear us on those two applications, as well as iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. Let's start the show off by talking about the NFL. The NFL announced on Wednesday that the players had to stand for the national anthem on the field or wait in the locker room. The league could fine teams for players who don't want to follow the guidelines. So, Maynard, let's start with you on this one. Is this a solution to the issue? The issue before was the President of the United States, a lot of the right-wing people thought that players were disrespecting a flag. NFL, Roger Goodell actually didn't think that, players were disrespecting the flag. But is this a solution to the issues that were going on for those who were protesting the national anthem?
No, not at all. Not even close. This is nothing. This is a nothing. It's not. So first of all, what is the issue? The issue is not whether you stand or kneel for the flag. The issue, and let's always try to remain focused on what Colin said, the reason why he was taking why he was kneeling, was to protest that America should become what is promised in the song, that it should be about equality, and that black men and women and brown people all over this country are frequently harassed by police officers. And just as they were announcing the NFL anthem policy, Milwaukee police released the videotape of Sterling Brown being tased for not parking in the lines at a Walgreens at 2 a.m. in an empty parking lot. So, it just goes it's worth the protest.
Mm-hmm.
There's a videotape that Lamont, you're good. Your love, Gayle King came out on CBS a couple of days back, where there was a brother who was in Evanston, Illinois, and the police, wrestled him to the ground for driving his own car. And so the hashtag is starting to grow, Black Wow. Hashtag Black Wow, and then you just put anything behind it. Black Wow driving, Black Wow shopping at the grocery store, Black Wow moving in and out of your own apartment, Black Wow, parking poorly. But when did the penalty for parking poorly become being tased? And that's what Colin is actually protesting. That this just doesn't happen to other people. Why are we policed in this fashion?
This is where you come in, Lamont.
I mean, I'm just still taken aback by him trying to sneak diss Gayle King.
I was gonna.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, dog, why you sneak dissing? I mean, first of all, let's be clear. I am a happily married man. Okay?
You did position it as if Gayle King was his love. You did kind of
position
it.
What are you doing, dog? Like,
but that's who you really fond of, right? Ain't you fond of Gayle?
Oh, I rocks with Gayle King. When I wake up in the morning, I turn on CBS Morning News because I like to see a brown face tell me my news. Yes. Mm-hmm. So that was the sneak diss.
Can we? Is this the part where can I roll other shows so I can show how much he's in love with Gayle King? The issue is this, and this is where I think is happening. As Lamont is searching Neiman Marcus for Shoutouts. It
just popped in my inbox, bro. I got an alert. I get alerts from Neiman Marcus. Is that an issue? They said they got shoes on sale for Shoutouts for $48. Is that another sneak diss?
Listen, I just wanted to say, if you run out to Neiman Marcus this weekend and you give the promo code 3 Black Guys with the Mic, please get your Shoutouts for $48, ladies and gentlemen.
Please. That's right. Yeah, Lamont.
No, don't go do that. Matter of fact, wait a minute. We don't need to be shopping wild. And y'all up in Neiman Marcus talking about, 3 Black Guys with the Mic sent this to Neiman Marcus to get our Shoutouts.
No,
we don't need that.
You do that. Go to Neiman Marcus and shout out 3 Black Guys with the Mic and get your Shoutouts.
Yeah.
Do that.
For the only price of $48. That's it. Right. Anyway, but is this an issue? I mean, let me ask you in this perspective. If I don't want to kneel, if I don't want to, stand for the national anthem, I would think that all I got to do is stay in the locker room. So if I just stay in the locker room, I would think that this would be the solution to the issue. Now Colin Kaepernick can get a job. All this is over with. I'm just going to stay in the locker room. And y'all go out there and call me when it's over.
No.
Can I read something?
Yes,
please?
you can.
I want to make sure I can.
Can you?
Yeah. See, there we go. This episode is Maynard sneak dissing Lamont, but we're gonna address that in a minute.
We already read the Kanye West lyrics, by the way.
No, with that. No.
Okay.
This is a different one. This is appropriate. If you take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. So this quote unquote solution is like taking the blue pill, because we all know that this is not, the answer to what the real issue is. And they're going to do everything they can of you look over here because the real problem is over here. That's what they do. So I don't know why I don't say us three, but why is everyone surprised and such an uproar? It's not football's job, I hate to say this, to address, what the real issue is. That's not up to, Roger Goodell is not that smart. You feel what I'm saying? What Roger Goodell is doing is he's putting the natives in check, as he should. That's what he's supposed to do. That's his job.
And I feel you. Yeah, but I think the NFL is making a huge mistake because for a couple of reasons. Let's start with this. The song is about freedom, right? The national anthem, the flag, all that we talk about in America is about freedom. And then, we fight not for the flag, but to defend the Constitution. When the president takes the oath, he doesn't mention the flag when he takes the oath. He mentions the Constitution. And the Constitution, the flag is a symbol of the Constitution in America, but it's the Constitution. And under the Constitution, the first 10 amendments are the Bill of Rights, and the very first one is the freedom of speech. So it's another nod to freedom. So a flag that is symbolic of freedom of the Constitution, whose very first amendment is about freedom, is preventing a black man from enjoying the freedom given to him in the very first amendment. That's A, and that means that they're on the wrong side of history. But B, and more importantly, the NFL is setting themselves up. They're not thinking 3 or 4 steps ahead. They will look stupid. As I looked at on ESPN this past weekend and Fox Sports and all these other places, and I looked at what the protests looked like last year and whatnot, I noticed that on teams there would be 18 or 20 players who were taking a knee, who were participating in kneeling in some way, shape, or form, whether they were taking a knee or they were locked in arms, but they, and so this is what you don't want to see happen if you're the NFL. This is what looks stupid. You got 53 men on the sideline typically, on both sides. It's 100 and some folks, right? What if all of a sudden that looked like 30 guys not staying in the locker room, and now the sideline looks empty,
right?
And it's full of a bunch of guys who people be like, oh, I'm gonna buy his jersey. No, you're not. They don't sell his jersey.
Yeah, but from the NFL's perspective, would you rather for 38 guys to be out on the field standing, or would you rather for 58 guys standing and 38 of them, standing, and the other, 20 of them kneeling?
No, what I'm saying is this. Fine. The problem would be is if you wind up with 12 lone football players on each sideline, it's just going to be a message that the players have outsmarted their owners. Okay, if that's what you want to do, we'll make a spectacle of it. We just won't come to the field. And now there are 35 guys in the locker room and 10 people standing on the sideline like, okay, well, we look a little stupid now. It'll make the sideline look like jack-o'-lanterns, and then God forbid if members of the coaching staff, if other folks decide, okay, well, you know what, 60 or 70% of my team has decided that this is important, and they've lobbied us as a team. They've lobbied us before the game that, look, we're going to stay in the locker room. And all of a sudden, you wind up with a sideline where there's nobody.
Right.
Where there's nobody on the sideline. So the NFL, they're setting themselves up. And then all of this, and this is the real problem, because a good friend of mine I went to high school with is like, yo, man, this is the best thing. It's a good solution, and he should just go with this. And
he going long. He going long. Lamont.
Okay.
He going Lamont. He going long. He going long. Boobity scoobity boop. Scoobity scoobity boobity boop.
What's up with your hand gestures, Lamont? You look a little soft.
I'm just saying, like,
no, hold on. I just muted you, Lamont. They can't hear you. They can't hear you. But anyhow, a good friend of mine was like, yo, this is a good solution. We should be okay with this at this point. And I'm like, yo, no, we shouldn't. But don't make no mistake. If the NFL does this, if they don't do this, people are going to watch. No one's leaving football. It's their favorite.
Are you watching this year?
I'm not.
Okay, Lamont, are you watching this year?
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I thought about this. I really could do without the NFL. Now the NCAA, that's different, but the NFL, I honestly could be like, you know what? I could do with or without it, because I also believe, just like the NBA, I think they also have an overall PR problem. The NFL is not exciting as it was years ago. You know what I mean? And I don't know what that's about, but I think they still have to work on that outside of, even dealing with this, because I think this really should be in the care, I really care, don't care box. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the world can live without, NFL. I had a conversation with somebody, and this might sound whatever, but a lot of people who are really into the NFL, it's kind of like a takeaway from their daily lives to help them kind of get away from their everyday living. And I'm pretty cool with my everyday living. So with or without the NFL, I'm good.
All right. Speaking of care or don't care, ladies and gentlemen, this is the brand new segment that we have brought to the table for Three Black Guys with the Mic, where we talk about stories that we care about or we don't care about. Let's start with Kanye West spent $85,000 on Pusha T's album cover of Whitney Houston's bathroom filled with drugs. Care or don't care?
I care, and the reason why I care because he shows or is continuously showing us that he's a sucker. He's a sucker. That was not only disrespectful.
Headlines, ladies and gentlemen. Lamont Hayes calls Kanye West a sucker.
It's a sucker. You know what I'm saying? And I can't, according to Maynard, I can't say what I want to say, but that was just a sucker move. And it was a sucker move that I think even Pusha T in an interview, he said, listen, man, that picture cost $85G. Kanye was like, well, don't worry about it. I'll pay the $85G. He's like, all right, well, you going to pay. I'm not paying. And what Pusha really was trying to say, like, yo, dog, that's kind of whack. But it's just like in the 48 Laws of Power. He doesn't want to outshine the master. He didn't want to go against the master. So that's why he probably let it go. But that was a sucker move, man. Period.
It was very disrespectful. Very disrespectful.
Right. Because what I'm wondering is, would he have put a picture of his dead mama in the casket on the cover?
Ooh. Come on now.
Let's keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? You want to be like, if you want to get in that, like, would you disrespect, you know what I'm saying, your own family member like that? You know what I'm saying?
Spud. Remember in NBA jams when you hit 3 shots and you were on fire? This is when we need to on fire.
Yo, when you hit come on now. I thought we was going to go to church. I thought we was going to sing. I thought we was going to hit me with the white Jesus. I thought you were going to hit me on the white Jesus.
Right.
No, he ain't gonna. You right, Lamont. He ain't gonna let nobody. You ain't gonna let nobody do that with Donda.
Ooh. No. And we got to shout out to Rhyme Fest because another sucker move that Kanye is doing, and I got to be careful because I have one of these, and we all have one of these, and talking bad about somebody's wife, but the tweets that Kim Kardashian has put out over the past 24, 48 hours, dissing Rhyme Fest of. About Donda's house and what she's going to do and how she's going to take it away. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, if you put Kim Kardashian in the middle of the south side of Chicago, how would that look? Would that even happen? It's like, so it's just sucker moves coming all the way from Kanye West and his squad, his household.
Can I ask you a question, though?
So, what?
Again, we care or don't care?
I care because it's continuously exposing the suckerness, if that's a word. Let me look up in the Urban Dictionary, man, because I know you read from that. You don't read from Webster's. But the suckerness of Kanye West, and it's like we need to honestly and truly disassociate ourselves with Kanye West, period. And that's just me.
Maynard care or don't care?
I share Lamont's sentiments. Good. Do we have another one?
Yes, let's talk about, but before we move on, let's talk about the battle, though, between Pusha T and Drake. Lamont, who's winning this battle? I mean, to me, Drake already destroyed Pusha T.
No, listen, man, he
invoice
murdered
by itself. The invoice by itself was like, okay,
yo, that was a bit of trolling.
Yes,
that's the next level of trolling.
No, but it's true, and I think he put a tax ID. He should have put a W-9 on there too, just to attach it. You know what I'm saying? And say makes you, that it. But I even said I sent the email to Stephen Victor over at the guy that runs Good Music. I said, dog, you need to pay this. You need to pay that thing. You feel what I'm saying? Because he destroyed and actually. And even though I think what Kim Kardashian said is true on certain instances, but I didn't want to admit it, there are a lot of people that don't know who Pusha T is. You know what I'm saying? That real people in this hip hop thing, they don't know where he really came from. And I even said he need to call his brother and say, Malice, I know you down with the white Jesus, but we need to figure this out. Let's get back in the booth. Let's try to figure out if Pharrell give us a track so we can go back on this board.
They need that Pharrell track.
You need to go back to
Clips Pharrell track, baby.
Go back to Virginia Beach. Call them re-up gang boys. You feel what I'm saying? Let's go get some weed or whatever y'all need to do because the way you and who you rolling with.
Yeah, you moving. And I love Pusha T. I think Pusha T's dope. He's in the top 20. In my opinion, but. You a little outside of your lane. You was in a lane, Pusha T. Now you and I ain't mad at you. No different than Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj, right? Sometimes you got to go after the king or the queen in order to be able to, take yourself up a notch. I ain't mad at that. Now you've gotten nationwide exposure. Your name is, a rising in the world. People starting, you getting more clicks and views at this point. I get it. But we saw what
for the
happened.
Wrong thing right
for the
now.
wrong
For the
thing.
wrong
We saw what happened to Meek Mill. Meek Mill was like, let me try to go through this, and Drake kind of destroyed. I'm not saying that Drake is off limits, but Drake is off limits right now. Regardless of whoever's writing his lyrics, his delivery on those lyrics kills it every single time.
Wait. So are you saying that because he's half Jewish that he's off limits?
No. Not at all. No. Because he delivers nothing but hot fire. Dylan. It's what I'm saying. Every single time.
When he's the part that really screws the whole thing up where Drake is concerned on his joint is he opens up so disgusted. He's like,
right.
Okay.
Right.
Like, yo, this is what you asked for, right?
Right.
You know, he sound like a father who's just looking at his son like, I gotta spank you.
Right.
This is gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you.
Right.
But this is what you want.
Kara don't care. Harvey Weinstein out on $1 million bond. Kara don't care.
Well, I think we gotta say we care because Lamont had said that Harvey wouldn't even be arrested.
So you don't care about Pusha T and Drake, but you care about Harvey.
I didn't say I didn't care about that. I added comment to that.
But do you care about Pusha and Drake or no?
Pusha T and Drake was a topic. It was not a care or don't care.
I'm asking you, black man, do you care or you don't care?
I listened to both songs. I followed it, yes, but don't pivot. Don't pivot. What you did in previous shows is you said nothing was going to happen to Harvey. At the very least, we recognize that Harvey's been arrested. You said that wasn't going to happen.
Well, here's what I'll say about...
Is he going to be convicted, though? Is he going to be convicted?
Right. And here's what I'll say, and I also think this is strategic with the different districts, and this is what one attorney told me, is that I think the 9th district is out in L.A. That's one of the most lenient districts in the nation. The Southern District of New York is one of the most, I don't know, strictest is a word, but their level of intensity on how they do what they do is higher. So I was told that also was very strategic why he got charged in the Southern District. So I'm with you, Spud. I don't think he's going to get convicted. They're going to put a hurt him on him.
Well, let me see.
They're going to figure it out. I don't think he's going to jail.
I could be wrong about this, but I think it was the state of New York that charged him and not federal. I don't think these were federal charges. So the 9th district versus the 1st district, that's not an issue. And the 1st district, if you're talking about districts, is DC, and then No,
I thought 9th was LA.
Yeah, but again, the state of New York charged him. It's a state crime,
I understand
not a federal
that,
crime.
I understand that, but talking to an attorney, just what he said to me, I don't know, is whether it's state or federal, is different parts of the country that are more.
Are you listening to what you're saying?
You know what, man? You're right. I'm sorry. It's just how I do with my wife. I forgot. You're right. I don't know what I'm talking about.
We're going to get a state charge on him, but we're going to go ahead and send it to LA. I want you to think about what you just said. No. Look, we're just going to look at you. We're just going to sit here and just look at you.
You're right. You know what, man? Let me get an Altoid. Go ahead, baby. You're right. Shout out to our new sponsors, Altoids.
Oh, wait, hold on. Did I miss that?
Wait, hold on. Who got an Altoids check?
Right.
Working on that. Just be quiet. I'm trying to set this. I'm trying to set this up. Go ahead, baby.
Are they paying us with Altoids? 89 cents out. Not be great, but fresh.
All right.
What's up? What you got
moving
next?
On. Let's go to Eminem and Nicki Minaj dating. First of all, are they dating or are they not dating? Care or don't care?
Don't care.
By your face, I'm going to say, Lamont, you really don't care. All right, we'll move on from that one. Let's see here. Last one. Let's go to Jada Pinkett Smith losing her hair. She came out talking about she had alopecia. We care or don't care?
She can get a wig though, right?
Yes, she can.
Okay, I don't
definitely
care.
get a wig. She could definitely get a wig.
You know what? Let me say. I stopped caring about Jada Pinkett. I never cared about Jada Pinkett.
Whoa!
No.
Was that an Altoid? Did you put an Altoid in your mouth and I missed that?
Yeah.
What was that?
Dog.
Seriously strong.
Wait, you don't care about Jada Pinkett? How can you not? After what? After the Oscars?
Never.
Huh?
Ever. I'm trying
On a different world, you did not care about Jada Pinkett?
No, I definitely didn't care about Jada Pinkett on Different World. I didn't like her.
Ooh, they coming after you. Soul Sisters coming after you.
So what? I don't care. Come bring it. My address in Bergen County is. Go ahead, let me get it. But nah, let's be honest. Jada Pinkett, for as long as she's been in the game, she can't get booked for the right thing or something. I don't know.
She was in Girls Trip. That was $100 million.
Girls Trip.
Yeah.
Girls Trip. She been in the game how long?
I mean, Queen Latifah been in the game how long she was in that movie?
Yeah, Queen Latifah also was in Chicago. Queen Latifah's been in big projects. Queen Latifah's carried projects on her own. When is the good Jada
Pinkett's been in Minister Society.
I'm sorry,
They celebrating 25 years this week.
Maynard, I'm not Maynard. Spud, do me a favor. Let me know when I can run down a list because he is talking retarded.
Jada Pinkett's whack. She's whack. The best she ever did was marry Will Smith.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Spud, can I go now?
Yes, you can.
Because he's on some clown stuff.
You have Kanye West stuff. Red nose. Get the red nose.
So, of course, and this is me, because I just celebrated 25 years, Minister Society. So you're trying to say she didn't do good in that?
Did she carry Minister Society?
It's not carrying you.
She was a bit player in Minister Society.
Okay, cool. So let's go with Set It Off.
Ooh,
you said that was whack too, right?
Set It Off. I'll give her that. Absolutely. Okay.
And this is just me, and then we just staying in the 90s. So you trying to tell me she was whacking Jason's lyric?
Oh.
Jason's lyric was whack, but yeah.
I do have to agree with you that Jason's lyrics was kind of whack.
Okay,
it is a classic, but it was kind of whack.
Hold on. Let's and again,
the best thing in it was Stretch.
And again, that was the worst thing in it, by the way. That was the worst thing in it.
So you also telling me that and y'all gonna laugh at me.
I love you, homie, but that was whack. And Bakeem Woodbine, you were whack too.
Yeah. Bakeem Woodbine was horrible.
Okay, can we say in the 90s?
Yes,
Low Down Dirty.
The best thing about Jason's lyric was Eddie Griffin. That was the best thing about Jason's lyric. That was
a dancing Negro.
Yeah, that was a dancing Negro. Okay, anyway, go ahead, Lamont.
Low Down Dirty Shame. I enjoyed it. It was fun,
that was
funny.
Whack too. That was whack too. Sorry. I'm sorry. Low Down Dirty
Shame. You know what? You should not represent her.
Yeah.
Like, you need somebody else to like. You should say something like.
She was in Gotham, though. She did have her own show, Hawthorne.
She was in The Matrix.
She was in The Matrix. That was whack, but she was in The Matrix. She wasn't in the good Matrix.
What?
No, she wasn't in the good Matrix.
She wasn't. I mean, she wasn't important in The Matrix.
No.
Anybody could have played that in The Matrix.
Hey, man, do me a favor. Since you got this, can you just mute me, bro? Just take me off.
No, we got to go to our shout-outs first. Before we go to our break, ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that we wanted to do was we'll start to appreciate everybody who listens to the show, everybody who conversates with us on Facebook at facebook.com/3blackguys with the mic. Maynard, you want to go first, or you want to give a shout-out to? Who you want to say hello to?
Man, Vince Rowland out there who's listening to us, he says, look, man, you guys, he listens every week, and that he helps us get through. I mean, we help him get through his day at work. He also, as a minister, he took a specific interest in the white versus black Jesus debate that we had, and he didn't bring no smoke with it. He was just like, yo, man, I really enjoyed the conversation. So I just want to let Vince Rowland know we appreciate old boy. Keep listening, and thanks for being there.
Lamont?
Billy Woodruff.
Oh, Billy Woodruff. I'm sorry, I didn't know you had more. My bad.
Yeah, Billy Woodruff. World famous
director. Oh, sweet.
Yeah. He, got at us or got at me on Instagram. Liked the post. Said he, gave some encouragement.
Thank you, Billy. Is he have a movie coming out?
I don't know. Maybe he's just on promo just while he's trolling me. I don't know. Or maybe he's not trolling me. He just liked the show.
Or maybe. Hopefully he does like the show. But I think that he does have a movie coming out.
Okay.
Is that it?
That's all I got.
All right. Lamont, you want to say what's up to?
I want to say shout out to my man, William Elmore.
That's my dude.
Yeah. I was, the the back and forth conversation with that brother was good energy. You know what I'm saying? And I think one of the good things about this podcast, man, is I think it's the connectivity of some brothers from like all over, man. So I just want to shout out William, man. Appreciate you listening, paying attention, conversating, dialoguing, the whole shebang, man. We appreciate you.
Yo, low key, that was my first best friend in life. We grew up together across the street.
Really?
I'm surprised you didn't say what's up to Carolyn.
No. Oh,
Who?
What's up to Carolyn?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yo, Carolyn.
I don't want no smoke with Carolyn. That's all.
No, actually, I think it's just Carol.
Carol Williams. Yeah.
Carol Williams. She can't stand. I know she don't like me, and that's okay. I love her for it. And she often tells us that we're whack. But you know what? Thank you, Carol. You listen, and you know, I can't wait each week until I get your criticisms, and you know, hey.
Hey, who was the person that was on Instagram that said that one of you guys was dating white women?
Yeah,
that's
three black guys who are ignorant and who dates white women. But we're like, wait, who dates
and
white women?
they also called us they called us race traders or something to that effect. Like what? I didn't know where any of that came from. I don't know.
I got a lot of shout outs. Let me give a shout out to my Aunt Tina and Shanae, my family in Maryland. They always are down with us. You know, listen to every single episode. Shout out to Wadsworth in Detroit. Thank you so very much for listening. Alan Boomer and Tiffany Hawkins. Shout out to Alan Boomer. He reached out to us on Twitter this week. Make sure you check them out on Sundays. Momentum Advisors. They do great financial. We got to get them on the show too. We've had them on the show. We got to get them on the show again. Rigo Berta Riviera in Puerto Rico. Tia Tinsley in Roseville, New Jersey.
That's my cousin, Tia.
What's up, Tia? And then Shamika Tia in Dalton, Georgia. Let's see, Shamika Marks in C. Marks in Willington, Delaware. Raymond Page, Hampton, Virginia. Harrison Burrs in Baltimore. Tony Beans in Largo, Florida. Tasha Hardison in Vegas. Ednor Cardoza in Argua. Yeah, Aguera. Thank you so very much. My man Damian Nash in Richmond, Virginia. Carlos Dillard's mom, Debbie Gum. She always tunes into the show. Michael Cervantes in Bodeman, Puerto Rico. Sorry, I didn't know I had this many. I thought we were going to do a lot. What's the girl's name, Lamont? Your girl, Genevieve Noel in Inglewood? Is that her name? How you spell it? Did you mute yourself? Okay.
So Spud,
Okay, all right. Anyway, all of our new listeners in
Genevieve,
Canada. Oh,
your girl Jenny. What's her? How's she going?
Oh, Jenny on the block.
Jenny on the block.
Yeah,
What
Jenny
up,
on the
though,
block.
Jenny? Yeah.
And then also our new listeners in Canada, Spain, Brazil, Alaska, India, Mexico, Australia, Senegal, and Nigeria. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Cleveland, the show is coming to a radio station in Cleveland, so make sure you be on the lookout for that. That's going to be a good look. Real quick, let's take a break. Let you know about Wendy's. Wendy's is changing the value game all over again with their brand new 4 for $4. Now with 8 options, you can choose from 8 fresh, tasty options. Double stack, crispy chicken sandwich, a grill go wrap, junior bacon cheeseburger, crispy chicken BLT, a junior cheeseburger, spicy go wrap, or a junior cheeseburger deluxe. All those options, plus nuggets, fries, and a drink. Never fresh, never frozen, at a participating Wendy's near you.
Hey, yo, they got 50 cent Frosties. 50 cent Frosties, limited time.
Okay. Offer now valid in Alaska and Hawaii. Let's move on to the show. Let's talk about hip-hop right now. Jazz musician Wynton Marsalis says that rap music is more damaging than the statue of Robert E. Lee. He said that, I know my words are not that powerful. I started saying in 1985, I don't think we should have music talking about niggers and bitches and hoes. I had no impact. It had no impact. I've said it. I repeated it. I still repeat it. To me, that's more damaging than the statue of Robert E. Lee. Lamont, you in the music business, let's start with you. Is rap music more damaging than the statue of Robert E. Lee? Does rap music hurt the black community or help the black community?
I mean, I think it's an obvious answer. It does hurt because I do believe that words have power, but, you know, I'm more concerned about a McDonald's being on every corner poisoning our children than the rap music. or the salt infused food that they eat, the food deserts all across in the Black community. Let's talk about in New Orleans, for example, which is a wonderful place. Well, some of my good friends live in New Orleans, but I've been in New Orleans, and there's so many other economic things that need to be addressed that rap music is not the issue. And I'm taking away from the rap because I do think he's right, but there's so many other things that need to be tackled and handled. So that energy that he's putting on that, let's talk about some other factors as well. And again, that's just me, Now, Maynard, he's going to come up with some way of saying, oh, Lamont, this and that, and boom, boom, boom. So I'm just going to open the door, Maynard, and let you just go ahead and criticize. Because that is your forte. That's what you do. So, Maynard, go.
Shut up. Just shut up. So, yeah, I think there's, first of all, what y'all need to know out here is that Lamont's in the record industry, and we say this all.
No question.
And
we working, baby. We working. We working.
So, low key, I think there's a lot to be said for what Wynton Marsalis has said, and what he said has some truth. First of all, let's back up and ask ourselves, how detrimental actually is the Robert E. Lee statue? You've driven past Confederate statues a million times probably,
right,
and didn't know. Right. You've driven past the Klan's headquarters and didn't even know, didn't care. But we do ingest, we do take in lyrics that are often harmful to the psyche of ourselves, of our children, etc. I guess the question really comes down to is there medicine in rap music as well as some poison? And I think the answer is yes. I think certainly rap music has been on the forefront of leading certain types of initiatives that have highlighted things. And we've gotten things in hip hop like Jay's 444 last year, which is going on. Was it June 30th of last year? It was released, right? Mm-hmm. So we're just on a 1 year anniversary of that. We've gotten the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. We've gotten. Can we stop talking about Lauryn like she's a goddess? Happy birthday, by the way, Lauryn. But can we stop bringing it up in this podcast? Was the Miseducation an important album?
It was okay.
What? You're right. You're right. And mute him. Right. That's all right. Go ahead. You're right. Mute him.
Yeah. It was all right.
Let me find the Lamont microphone control. It's this button here.
Yeah. Get rid of that.
Can we hear you, Lamont? Yeah. Exactly.
Can't hear me.
So rap music has given us a lot, and it's also created an industry for a group of Black people who did not have, maybe in many ways, may not have had a way to earn out here. And I'm not just talking about rappers. I'm talking about, people like yourself, Lamont. Like, this industry has put lots of food on your table, and otherwise you may be looking at doing something different, or maybe you would have been an accountant or something. So you certainly would have been able to earn. I'm not suggesting that you wouldn't, but the idea that rap music is an industry that a lot of African Americans, Puerto Ricans, all of our Black and brown people have been able to benefit from in some way, shape, or form, who are a part of that industry. So
man, can I stop you, man? Because I want to give you a W, and I'm gonna share this with you and Spud and nobody else. You ready?
Okay.
Do you know what my college degree is in?
No, I don't.
I actually have a college degree, a bachelor of whatever it is, in accounting, with a minor in business law. So when you said accounting, you had no idea that is what I was going to do until I figured out, wait a minute, I can go to the strip club, pour champagne on strippers.
Wait a minute.
Hang out with Dalvin, Kay, Joe, and Devontae and get a check. Oh, I was in the strip club.
This took a left turn real fast.
What you mean? I put that accounting degree.
Salute Tennessee State University. We were trying to, big up accounting and Black men cheating. And next thing you know, this is what we doing.
What?
Champagne on the strippers. Money out.
But you get a dub because I know you didn't know that, but you're absolutely correct because that was my game plan and the minor in business law because I eventually said, you know what, I might want to be a lawyer. You know what I mean? But life does what life does. But I do again. I think you're right, and you actually made me think about some other things that you're right. There is a lot of bad, in the music, even in rap, but there is just as much good. And it's like, unfortunately, that's not highlighted as much.
I don't know if it's a 50-50. I think it's more like.
But you put a percentage. I said bad, and there's some good.
No, you said just as much.
Just as much.
But just as much. Just as much as that means, like, yo, I got just as much salt as I have pepper. That means you have the same amounts of.
Not necessarily. Not in the Urban Dictionary. I just looked it up. Just as much means. It's some, or that feel better, Maynard, to you? Some?
Yeah, some is better, but
okay,
I mean, we need more.
Okay,
we need more. We definitely need. First of all, what we need a significant amount less of are lyrics that are harmful to our women, harmful to our community, that glamorize and glorify violence, dope sales, all that.
Yeah, but if that's the message, shouldn't they be? I mean, hip-hop has always been a message from your environment, from the street, basically. So if that's the environment, shouldn't I speak on that?
No. Because I don't think that, look, in the movie, the show.
NWA was not supposed to,
Wait a minute. All right. And that's what I'm glad you brought us to NWA. So in the movie, the show, which was 1996 documentary about hip hop. First thing Russell Simmons said was like, "Yo, man, this is entertainment." Rap music is the voice of people who had previously been voiceless. But then Dr. Dre said, "Yo, that this is not truth. If you think for a minute that there's a song that NWA has when they say first N-word I saw, I hit him in the jaw." Like, yo, that's not true. That's not true. So with that much being said, to say that that's the environment, how many of these cats out here are talking about the environment, that how they grew up, and they really ain't do that. That's not really how they live. They didn't really get it like that. Like, think about what Pusha T is saying in his joint, where he said, he basically said he was doing deals with the Cubans.
Right.
No.
He said he sold more dope. He's the only rapper that sold more dope than Eazy-E. He said that.
So let's just say.
But Maynard, I don't think using Pusha isn't quite accurate again because of who he's standing next to, who he's around. That suckeredness is just rubbing off, bro. So let's just.
But I'm saying. A lot of these cats talk about things on his first commercial release, 50 Cent, I counted out of 17 tracks, there was something like 37 homicides. Like, you ain't shot 37 people. You ain't shot your gun 37 times, not even at the damn range. So it's just all fairy tales.
50, I ain't said nothing. Because I didn't saw what you done to Tia Marie, Jim Jones. I don't need you trolling this podcast. I don't need you to troll this podcast. I don't need you to say wait. On this. I don't need no beef with 50.
Wait. No. Listen, because I saw him and Floyd. They was beefing this morning.
I saw, with Floyd.
What we need 50 to do is focus on that BMF movie. Let's get that together, Curtis. You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was a series. Is it a movie or
is it a movie?
I thought it was coming up.
Oh no, you're right. No, it's going to Stars. That's right. So let's worry about that. So get the strap. Take care of Power. Hopefully you can get this together. You know what I'm saying? It'll be good. And we'll see what happens. So Curtis, just go sit down, dog. You know what I'm saying? Just relax. Be cool.
Before we go, let's talk about politics. Stacey Abrams, the first black woman in history to be nominated for the office of governor. If she's elected in November, she will be the first black female in history to be governor of Georgia. Maynard, I guess you're the political junkie here. Is this the start of a good thing for Democrats and black people in politics? I mean, are we starting to get more of a wave of black people being in the political process? Or is this just one of those hoped and dream things?
This is an amazing time. And I think what we have to recognize is that it was in Alabama where black women, the turnout of black women in the Roy Moore election made a huge difference. And, Alabama, Georgia, they're not the same, but they're adjacent states. And there's a lot to be learned in the South about the power of African-American women and their votes. And so we got to start really paying attention. It was African-American women who said, we're going to vote for Hillary. And they did. It was unfortunately other people who didn't, and therefore Hillary lost. But we could look directly at how white women overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump. And so as we see African-American women ascend to level the playing field in some respects, if you just take the female side of it, that means that these women are, 51% of the country. Why are they significantly less than 50% of who represents the people in politics? And then black women are a significantly less percentage as well of the country, but they are creeping up fast. And this is amazing. And shout out to El Joy, sister of the podcast, if you will. She worked diligently on the Stacey Abrams campaign in those last couple of days of the primary.
Will this be one of those things that will help more African Americans go to the polls 2018 midterm elections? Will this be one of those things that will help?
I think so. I think so.
No, Lamont?
Lamont's shaking his head. Lamont?
All I'm going to say is the state of Georgia is not Atlanta. I know a lot of people, they think, that the state overall is very progressive, but it's not. So I'm very happy for her. I think it's a great signal, but that's a very large uphill that needs to be climbed, that she has to climb in the state of Georgia, which, in certain places, it's still 1945 in certain counties in Georgia. That's just what it is. So I don't know.
But you know what, Lamont? It was a few months back where you had hope that Roy Moore would lose and Doug Jones would win, and that the sister was going to make some waves because Gucci Mane was going to come out and you don't recall this?
You did say Gucci Mane needed to go to Alabama. You did say that.
Right.
I said, he probably can bring some people out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You did
so,
say
not?
If he can help make a difference in Alabama, you talk about T.I., you talk about there's 100 daggone rappers in Atlanta.
I hate.
There's 1,000 rappers in Atlanta.
I'm gonna say it again.
Goody Mob can get out.
Listen. No,
Goody Mob.
CeeLo, yeah. Goody Mob.
I think the number is 166. I think there are 166 different counties in the state of Georgia. Right. Some of them are very small. Like it's just, and there are places in Georgia that they're not having that. They're not there yet.
She won the primary.
Right.
And the primary is, certainly it was a Democratic primary, but the primary is indicative of how you can perform. It is a statewide election process.
Exactly. And that's my point, that the state overall of Georgia is very
conservative.
What? Conservative is a better word.
Okay.
I was gonna say
I said white.
I was gonna say not in the 2000s. Let's just do that.
But let's do this. Let's do this. Think about it. Stacey Abrams she won 75-25 over a white female. Mm-hmm. That's not small. It wasn't a 53-47. Right. It wasn't a 60-40, 75-25. Yo, those are big numbers there.
But I guess to Lamont's point is he's saying, but those are two Democrats. So coming up in November, are the numbers going to be significantly different? Is it going to be Stacey Abrams,
we'll see.
25?
We'll see. All we can do is say that this is a start. Does that mean that
now it's all we can do? Now, a minute ago, it was, she won by a big margin.
She did.
Okay.
She did. And this is a start. The hard work is still left ahead. We can't just say, oh, she won by 50 points. We're done. No, she has to win the election. If she doesn't, then she has to come back again in 4 years and give it another shot. But you can't tell me the Republican that she's running against, Lamont.
Let me. Anyways, let's move on.
Who's the Republican that she's going to run against in the general?
I know Nathan Deal is the governor now. Is he running for re-election? I don't know. I'm not really that piped in Georgia.
Okay.
Is it Nathan Deal? Because Nathan, let me tell you something about Nathan. Nathan is down with Arthur Blank. You know who Arthur Blank is?
Owns the Falcons.
He is the big slave master in the city of Atlanta. And he has a lot of slaves that follow his every, you know how y'all, like R. Kelly with the Pied Piper? Whatever Arthur say, Arthur can get that money. You know, they told the first, I remember the little bitty black church told Arthur, we want to keep our little black church. Arthur Blank said, you and that little black church get up out of here. We getting ready to build us a stadium. Remember that, man?
No, I didn't. I didn't go to that church.
You can Google that after the day. But what I'm saying is, between them two cats, hey man, listen, they got that state sold up for real.
Okay.
The state.
Yeah. Can I ask a question real quick? I'm sorry. This should go back to care or don't care, but I'm sorry. I apologize for bringing this back up. I remember so many black women a week and a half ago telling me that they were interested in the royal wedding because of the love. And I didn't know this, but Meghan Markle, I didn't know that she was half black, half white, and she was a divorcee. I didn't know that her previous husband was a young Vanilla Ice reject looking type dude. All she marries is white dudes. So why do people not have a problem with that? If there was a black man, Tiger Woods, who only married and dealt with white women, Tiger Woods, he gets a lot of flack, Tiger Woods. But she only marries white men. Why don't black women give the same smoke to that? Sorry.
Because the white man's ice is colder.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a don't care there. I'm going to hit you with a don't care. Yeah, I'm going to go with a big don't care right there.
I'll second it. I'll second that.
Hold on. No, you know why? Different from why Spud is going.
Why?
You going with it because you just don't care. Right? That's fine. But Spud don't care because he watched every minute of it.
No, I mean I don't care that I didn't even know she was a divorcee. I didn't even know anything about that. I didn't even know, and nor do I care. I didn't even care that she even married Prince Harry. I cared that there was some black folks in the royal wedding. That's the only thing I cared about. I thought it was a great representation of Michael Curry and the black choir, and I thought it was like, oh, okay, cool. We got some black folks up here singing "Stand by Me." I ain't mad. Anyways, let's talk about, Kim Jong Un, Donald Trump real quick before we go. Maynard, what is this about? We're meeting with Kim Jong Un. We're not meeting with Kim Jong Un. It's on. The president said that it was on. Then he said, nope, we're not doing it. Then he said, oh, we'll see what happens. We might still do it for June 12th. Kim Jong Un is like, I don't know. What did he call Vice President Mike Pence? What did he call him? An idiot or something like that? This should be honestly a care or don't care. What is going on with the meeting? I mean, what's happening here? Do we care or we don't even care?
Well, I think we should care, and not for the reasons why that would seemingly pop up. We should care because the problem is our president doesn't he says he's the best deal maker. He doesn't understand what he's doing. Mm-hmm. First of all, he went out and actually had printed a coin memorializing the meeting that didn't happen yet, that we didn't know if it had happened, if it would have turned out well. You don't want to start, you know what happens a lot of times, man, when you watch football and championship games, you wind up, they got the hats that say y'all won the championship.
Right.
But what if you don't win, right? You got to throw those hats away.
Right.
So you look stupid out here. They don't bring the hats out for the championship until the score is 0-0 until the time is 0-0 and we know who won. He went out there and took a victory lap before even running the race. That's step one. Step two, the thing that Kim Jong Un had said was, yeah, we're going to shut down this facility. What he didn't tell Trump and company is that facility was already, damaged. It was destroyed because they had, some other issues that had occurred. So he basically was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that because you asked for it. No, it was already done. So Trump didn't get that. Trump he just doesn't understand deal making. And then the last thing I'll say about it is, Kim Jon Un and North Korea and that political party, if you will, all they ever want is the attention of the world. And they get it, and Trump has given it to them. And now Trump, what did he get in? Kim Jong Un is saying media coverage for me is gold, is billions of dollars for me.
Right.
In his mind, Trump, what did you get out of it? You got nothing. You've given him everything he's wanted so far. You've gotten nothing. And then low key, the South Korea and North Korea delegations went ahead and were like, oh, the white man from America ain't coming? Guess what? We gonna meet anyway. So, Trump, you look stupid. You just out here looking like you don't know what you're doing.
Finally, let's wrap up with, the Obamas going to Hollywood.
This is actually a care or don't care.
I mean, I don't know if it's a care or don't care. I really look forward. I appreciate the fact that, the Obamas are looking to produce content. I don't know if this is what I want for Barack to be doing. I ain't mad at him. I mean, go get your checks. But
Lamont, why you got that upset auntie look on your face?
I guess I gotta wait to see, what he comes out with.
What do you want him to do? You say that's not what you want. What do you want him and Michelle to do?
I mean, I want him to do if the Obamas are going to produce content that's going to move the needle forward for black culture, I'm all fine with that. Because to me, that would be them using their platform to be able to move, African-American culture forward. But I just don't see him doing that. I want to see him doing something more hands-on. I think that this is more hands-off.
Like what? I have to go to a barbecue.
I like what Al Gore does. Hours. Al Gore, I think that's something that's hands-on.
But listen, I need you to be specific. Because as I said, I'm a stunt for a minute. I'm going to a barbecue in a few hours.
You want to see Vernon?
Nope. I can send a message to somebody I'm going to see this afternoon to tell Barack what you want him to do. Tell me what you want him to do.
I need for Barack to be out here moving African-American culture forward. Out here hands-on about helping black folks be a part of the political process more than what we are.
But he can do that through the media
of Netflix. That's what I said. I'm fine with that. I'm fine if that's
you act like he was going to come out there and cut like a Dear White People.
You don't know.
He's going to do a comedy skit or something.
He might be producing the Notebook. He could be out here producing black romance comedies. I don't know.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna send the message, bro. I'm gonna make sure the message get passed along. Cool?
I don't necessarily know if I want my message to go to. I don't know if I want that message to go to Barack. Anyways, it's time for the cactus of the week, ladies and gentlemen. This is where somebody says some stupid ish and they got to choke on their words. If you have said some stupid ish, you might be getting the cactus. Maynard, who are you giving the cactus to, my brother?
This week, the cactus needs to be divvied up like a Benihana swordsman chopping it up in multiple pieces, because the 32 owners of the NFL and this policy that they came out with is bogus. In addition to that, the person who deserves the biggest, largest chunk that should be this chunk of cactus should be soaked in gasoline for his comments to say that if players don't stand for the flag, they shouldn't be in our country. It's Donald Trump, who, as you guys know, is the leading recipient of the cactus, followed closely by Kanye West. But Donald Trump, my dude, his argument that if you don't stand for this flag, then you shouldn't be in our country is essentially the go back to your own land argument, go back to Africa argument. That's what he's saying. And if you don't understand the words that are coming out of his mouth as such, you're not listening. He is stoking a racial divide in this country like no one has done since the movie Birth of a Nation in 1915. He is basically painting African Americans. Not only is he saying that we're unpatriotic, he's saying that we're not even American at this point. Now, take this for just a moment, Donald Trump, that when Vietnam was occurring and you had an opportunity to go and fight for this country, you took 5, I think it was either 5 or 6 deferments so that you didn't go. You're not really that patriotic yourself. You're not the most patriotic thing that we could ever do is to protest the country to make it a better place. It was Martin Luther King who protested this nation, and he basically rose the conscience of the nation to understand things had to change. It's been people who have protested, who have made things better and made the sacrifices that they've made in their lives to do something. Colin Kaepernick should be saluted as a hero because he has basically decided to forego getting paid to stand for something. Donald Trump, when you were asked to stand, you were asked during the concept of what we call conscription, or what's better known as the draft, you took deferments. You stand for nothing. For that, sir, choke on cactus. A lot of it.
Okay, well, that concludes our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for tuning into this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic. Make sure you go to our website, be a part of the conversation at threeblackguyswiththemic.com, as well as facebook.com/threeblackguyswiththemic. Check us out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Stitcher, as well as iTunes. Share this podcast with your friends. Thank you so very much. Send us a comment, send us an email at sir@threeblackguyswiththemic.com. We'll give you a shout out, say what's up to you live on the show. We want you to be a part of the conversation. We'll do it again next Tuesday right here on Three Black Guys with the Mic. Peace. I want to know why you're giving No Full Stick all those